Hi, I'm Kate Ashton, and you're at Art on 30th, and I'm here today with Shirin Nikoukari.
Yes.
Thank you for taking time out of your schedule to be with me.
Oh.
I've got some great questions for you, things I want to know about.
Oh.
You know, the USA is not your country of origin, is it?
No.
Where are you from?
I actually moved to US from Iran when I was 20 years old. So I can say now this is my hometown because I've been living here longer now, and I have a big family here, so it wasn't that hard for me to just say bye and move here.
Slide here and get with your family.
Yes.
Excellent. Now, did you paint when you were over in Iran?
Yes. Since I was like everybody has that story that since I was a kid, my parents put me in art classes, and I actually end up really loving it. And I had this teacher that I think I always say thank you wherever she is. She encouraged me a lot. She said, "Oh, you can do this," and I tried all the mediums, and I picked what I liked, and I just stay away from the ones I didn't like. But that's how I started. And my major was actually math when I was in high school. Yes. And then when I decided to go to university, my mom said, well, you can choose, and I chose art. And I started to do graphic design and all that stuff. So when I moved here, I continue doing art more than math and science.
Great choice, Shirin.
Thank you.
Great choice.
I know. Thank you.
Now, I remember when I first met you, you came in with a tray of cupcakes.
Yes.
And wasn't that the day you announced that you were pregnant with your first child?
I did that because I thought I'm starting something new and also something new here. So I thought it's a big celebration. So I said I should celebrate it with my art community and my art people as well as my family.
It was a great move. I loved it.
I know, thank you.
We all looked at you and go, well, that's good.
Yeah,
we're liking that. So we got to know you. And I remember when I first met you, you were a realist. I remember one of the pieces you did, I looked at it for years, you were working on it. It was a gondolier.
Yes.
And
I did that through all my pregnancy, like that 9 months, little by little, I was adding those little waves of water. That's why I actually joined your class, because I was trying to stay away from doing all the realistic stuff. And I thought I can just jump into doing abstract, which a lot of people can do. But for me, because I had that background, well, you actually suggested that why don't you mix them both? Do your abstract, start with that, but bring your background and all those little details that I actually care for in the painting. So as you can see, this is how now I'm doing things.
And what was that like for you to make that switch over? What was that like?
I think it was very interesting even for me, because how some people, they just go ahead and paint whatever they feel. They put it on the canvas. They go crazy. They just splash colors. I can't. I tried and I thought it's a mess. For me, when I want to start a painting, it's more like I have to solve a problem. So maybe it's that math background. I don't know.
It might be.
I think it is. And I think I have to solve that problem. Like if there is a theme, let's say for a show, I want to do it in a different way. Like how I can use this theme. So when the audience or whoever is looking at my art is looking at mine, I said, how come this is related to that theme? Oh, it's because of this. So I always like to put that little something. I don't know, like, for example, that piece over there. It was for a red show, and I did the red coat. Then I put those little, as you can see, playing cards. So people might, So, and then I put the title. The title is For All the Boys Who Loved Me. And then I want the viewer to look at it. And I said, why? Why is that title? Oh, they're all behind her back. And my husband, of course, is up there. So, there is always in my art, there is a little bit of like, solving something, getting to a point, like there should be a reason in a painting, not just random emotions.
Interesting.
I don't know.
No,
that's me.
That's really well said. And you're right, it is a little bit on the mathematics side.
I think so.
It really is. Now, a lot of people that are having a family don't do art until their family is completely raised. But you just kept right on doing art. What was that like for you?
My family support me a lot. My husband, even my kids, my son sometimes comes and says, "Oh, mommy, you should make this brighter or lighter." And he's very young when he does that. My dad was a big supporter. I think one of the reasons I actually do art is my dad, because he was always very like detailed, into the point. He would come and talk about my art. And I never forget this feeling that I did a surprise painting for him for his birthday. And this is, I'm not even in high school. This is like back in Iran, it's like junior high. And I had to hide it so for him not to see it. Again, see, problem solving. So I did this, I was doing more like realistic stuff. And I had to, I thought, oh my God, I have to frame this because it's a birthday gift. Even to get it to the frame shop, because I'm young and he should take me to the frame shop. Like, I was talking to my mom, I walked to the, it was this thing. Yeah. And the look on his face, that moment, I think I decided, oh, maybe I should do more of this, to bring that thing to people's...
What was the look?
I don't know, he was so proud, and he's still in their house hanging on them. And he's still, oh my God, every time it's like, that piece still is your best piece. And I think it is.
Is that what he says? How cute is that?
It is.
You did it with love.
Maybe I should bring a picture and show it to you one day.
I want to see it. I definitely want to see it.
I want to tell him, can you take a picture of that?
Absolutely, for sure. For sure. Now, one of the things that has fascinated me about you, I used to have a pomegranate tree at my house. And for me, pomegranates were just pomegranates, but not for you.
No.
Talk to me about what the pomegranate means for you.
Well, the pomegranate is a big thing in our culture. And I always like to bring something back from my culture. Not just from my childhood, but also my country, my culture. As you can see in some of these pieces, there is always, not even the pomegranate, but there is always the writing should be in Farsi, or there is some element that brings that, oh, this girl is not from here. There is a background. And the pomegranate is, I saw a lot of these fruits and I thought, oh, they're everywhere, but the pomegranate is more from Middle East. Now they have it here too, of course, but that's why I thought I'd bring it. And when you open it might look like a round fruit, like every fruit, but when you open it, you know how it's so many seeds. It's rich with life and love. So to me, that's like precious. So I thought, I'm going to pick this fruit as my symbol.
You have, because you've painted a lot of pomegranates.
I do, and I do small ones and big ones.
Small ones, medium, big ones across the board. And you know what else I found interesting when I first met you? You would put gold Farsi writing in your paintings. What was that about?
Well, I thought, again, same thing, just trying to connect and also represent my culture and country. And I thought there is also this mystery. Like, oh, what are these lines? Are they actually lines and shapes? Oh no, they're saying something. So you might see it as shapes, but I can actually read it. So, and then it will open a conversation, because I can then explain it to you. So see, again, problem solving.
Now, I'm remembering a piece with the gold writing, but I can't remember what it meant in Farsi.
It's all about love. Okay. I think I was always loved. Aww. So I thought I should give back. Oh. So I always put it in my painting, because I said if they go somewhere, I'm like, I'm giving back. The love I am receiving, I'm also giving it back.
And you also like gold, right?
Well, I think it's a Persian thing. We all do. You feel more royal when there is a touch of gold.
I agree with you. I think it's beautiful. I think that's just gorgeous. When people are painting, some people listen to music, some people sing, some people get lost in thoughts. What do you do when you're painting?
Okay, if I play music, I'm going to start dancing.
Me too.
It's really hard for me to focus when there is music going on. I usually paint at night, so the house is quiet. Don't laugh, but I put a movie that I've seen like 100 times. So because I cannot look at it, I have to look at what I'm doing, but I can hear it. And I know the scenes because I've seen it before. So I'm just painting and listening to the movie And then obviously sometimes I stop painting and end up watching the movie.
That's
why I'm always late for all the due dates for the shows.
I can't believe you do that. That's exactly what I do.
Are you kidding?
That's exactly what I do.
That's great. So you understand what I'm trying to say.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The
I'm like,
images
but
are in
I know
here.
what's happening. Like, you know what.
I love it. Now I know that there's two of us in the world.
Yeah, I know.
Now, of the pieces of art that are here for us to look at, and you've done a lot of art, what's your favorite one that's here for us to look at?
Well, there is a little bit of me in all of them, so I cannot pick a favorite. Like, you cannot pick your favorite child, they say. But this one is precious.
Okay, talk to us
at
about
the
this
moment.
piece. This is your most recent
This
piece,
is my
right?
most
Okay.
recent one. And
Yeah.
the reason is I actually lost my cousin recently. He passed away very suddenly, and it was this big gap in my heart. That's why actually I dedicated this piece to him, because see how the butterfly is here, and butterflies go through all these ups and downs, but they don't have a long life. So he actually had a very short life.
Wow.
And it's like the spirit will be always here with us. He's going to be in my heart. And I actually called this piece like, I wish you could stay here longer. So that's the piece in moment that I'm in love with, and I think it's because of the story behind it and why I did it. So I would pick this piece right now.
It almost looks like this is a human figure. Were you aware of that, or did it just come out that way?
To me, like the way that this is transparent and looks like a spirit, and the open wings, and like the heart is there, and especially when you have the light right here, it feels alive. So he's still in our heart, but unfortunately he's gone. Yeah.
Bless his heart.
Yeah, thank you.
I hope his memory is a blessing.
Of course, they are.
Beautiful. Now, I've noticed, this you did for black and white show, right?
Yes.
Normally you're not a black and white
No.
girl. You're usually color, right?
Yes.
And you've got to talk to me about this piece, Shirin.
Oh, the red piece. Yeah.
You may not be able to see it, but there's a red couch on the red.
Yes, I did a red on purpose, because I thought, now that I have the opportunity to, it's a red show, let's go all in with red. And then I decided to do like a contrast, but stay in the same family with the colors here. So if you come close, you can see the couch, it's there. But again, it's embedded in all the reds, and I have so many different shades of red, like going all over the place. But it was hard and also very fun to do it, because I brought this red on red, but I brought the couch kind of out. I don't know, when I look at it, I really like to go sit there.
Well, stay with me.
I know.
I love that. I remember with the show that was in.
This was first place in that red show. Yes.
Place? It was hanging right over there. And
yes.
A lot of people came by and they just stood there and stared at it. And they kind of, I got the feeling they kind of got lost in the painting.
Yes.
Just lost. One guy, honest to God, he must have been there 30 minutes just looking at that work of art. And I know I enjoyed watching it.
See, that's a good feeling, when you know your art is actually impacting people in good ways.
Speaking of which, every artist along their way gets advice from people. What's the best advice you've ever gotten?
Gotten advice. Well, art related or life
yes, art related.
Okay, or life related. One of the best advice was. Somebody told me that, you know how they say if you build it, they come?
They will come.
Somebody told me if you paint it, they'll buy. It's kind of something like this. So
I like that. I like that.
And it was funny for me at first. Then I realized, no, it's true. If you put it out there, there is always someone that would love it. Some people might even hate it.
That's true.
But if you do what you think it's right, and it's from the heart, if you do it and you put it out there, they'll come. So I think art related, that was a good one. So then I said, okay, I'm going to do this more often.
Great advice. Actually, that's great advice. Well, now that you've been painting, and this is our last question.
Okay.
Now that you've been painting for a while, what advice would you give to a new artist?
New advice to a new artist. That's tricky. I don't feel I'm there to give advice to people, but if I want to say something that will like have them like, yes, do this. First of all, I would tell them to come to Art on 30th because
okay, I totally love that.
Okay, because this is an art community and everybody can grow in their own way. But if it's from me, I think I would just pass on the advice they gave me. Like, don't hesitate, just do it.
Don't hesitate.
So maybe I just pass on the good advice I got. I think
don't
I'll do
hesitate,
that.
just do it.
Yeah, just
Great
do it.
advice. You heard it here. Shirin, thank you for spending some time
thank
with
you
us.
for this.
I've learned more about you.
Thank
and
you.
I love that.
Thank you.
So thank you for being with us, Shirin.
Thanks.